Hello. How are we doing today? Welcome. Bit of a later one today, as Alex has just said. The reason being, I have a new parrot. New parrot took priority, trying to ease them in to this new place of theirs, their new dwelling, I suppose. How are we doing, everyone? Hopefully you've all had a great weekend and a great week. What have we been up to? What have we been doing? Has anything been fun or interesting? My work week is always fun and interesting. Nah, it's not really. But I had an interesting weekend, however. I went to the Sidemen charity match. Some of you may know who the Sidemen are, some of you may not. And it was also my first football game ever, live football game. And I can safely say I am not one for football. I mean, I wasn't anyway, and I wasn't really a fan of football to begin with, but I thought, as I know everyone on the pitch, it might be great. No. It was at Wembley Stadium, though, which is one of the biggest stadiums, I think, in the whole of Europe. 90,000 people in it. Was sold out. I just thought it would be more than it was. The thing is, I've only ever seen football on TV, and they have a commentator and all the rest of it. All these different angles. Instead, I was way up in the gods. I could still tell who everyone was and who had the ball. I was way up in the gods, and it just seemed quiet. I don't know, it just seemed eerily. It was like too big. There was loads of people chanting and cheering and all the rest of it, but still not quite the same. Not as how I expected. However, I did see a Mexican wave go around the whole of Wembley Stadium 6 times, which I thought was pretty cool. That was my highlight. In the end, went to penalties though. 13-16 to the YouTube All-Stars, so the Sidemen didn't actually win. Which is a shame, but never mind. And then on Sunday, we got the new parrot. So yeah, we've only had the parrot for a day. And it wasn't really even a day, because we picked it up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. By the time we got back home, because we drove a long way to go get her, we didn't get back until about 4:10, and then we put her to bed at 8, just like we do with Sunny. So we only had a couple of hours. And then today, I will actually left work a little bit earlier to come home. And again, we only had a couple of hours. So still all very new to me. Luckily, Lou's got a day off tomorrow to spend a lot of time with her to get her adjusted. And then tomorrow evening, we're going to try and get the two to mingle together. But let's see how that goes. But anyway, today we're back in Farming Simulator. I have been playing this game every day. However, I have not been playing the world we started. So it's going to be exactly where we left off before. I was going to play that world, but I knew that I would end up getting so far ahead. It would be a good idea. So I've been playing this, which doesn't have a name. And this is on a custom map called Calm's Land. Basically a massive map. You get one area, and I've managed to make my own fields, but it's one massive area, and everything's really expensive to buy new ones. And yeah, as you can see, my playtime is 8 hours and 39 minutes as opposed to the 2 hours 50 we've played here. So I suppose it's not that much more. Well, I suppose 4 times as much, but still, or nearly 3 times as much anyway. But I want to continue with the default game, Riverbend Springs. And I don't want to load these. These had to be installed for the other map, and I want to leave them off. Oh! Sneezes. Let's load up the game. Oh, I don't know why I'm sneezing all of a sudden. Jeez. Now, do I have any more? I still have more birthday chocolates left. We can have one for you guys, and then one for me. But really, it means it's both for me, because you can't eat them through the internet. I'm sorry. So, I think last time where we left off, we were driving around on our little motorbike, waiting or trying to figure out specifically where we wanted to go, what direction. We had everything planted. We wanted to figure out what to do in the meantime. So, I think we should do some contracts. You made the football sound so lame. Nah, football does that on its own, Lulu. That's all I have to say on that matter. Oh. Come on, map load. So I believe we actually ended up pointing. Would you rather go to another football game or an F1 race? Definitely another football game. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Right, we're in. Here we are. Back in the field. Back with our boat. We love the boat. We love the boat. Right, we technically have 4 fields going on here. So we have canola here, and I believe we planted something over here, but we couldn't get all the weeds out. That's right, it was partially needing. But we did the weeding, and this is as good as we can get it, because we're not going to do any spraying. Over here, did we plant anything? Growing wheat, okay. And then we have something else over there. Did I leave a tractor over here? I did. This is a... What are you? Are you a cultivator? Ah, nothing's actually planted here. Okay, so we need to do some planting. I hope this guy did everything though. Growth type. Cultivated? No. Stubble tillage. What the hell does that mean? I don't know. I think it means it's cultivated though. Just as it needs lime. Owned by me. 0% fertilized. Terra Firmacraft is so nice. I just started a few days ago, but this time it has Create integrations. Isn't Terra Firmacraft like a really hard Greg Tech pack? Or is that Terra Firma Greg? It was something like that. It sounded really painful. Like, isn't that the thing where you have to spend like 18 hours just to like get a crafting table or something like that? That's what it feels like. That's what I feel like I've read or seen. Well, there's our seeder. So we better do some seeding, I suppose. Now it's September. Got things at 10 times speed. Might need to turn that down, but we will see. What can we actually plant? Barley, grass, and wheat. Now, I think it's probably actually going to be worth planting the grass. Now, the only reason being is that it's quite a large field. And what we can do with it is we can actually keep cutting it in the winter. Which is very, very handy. So if we change this to grass, there you go. Oop. So if you look here, obviously we can only plant it up until November, but we can harvest it all year round. If we plant something like barley, we wait until June. If we plant canola, we'll obviously wait until July. We can't plant oilseed radish because we don't have a way of actually harvesting it back. And then nothing else we can plant but wheat. But we already have wheat, so that doesn't really matter. So I think we should get some grass. The grass can also be used for the cows. And then we need to actually find a way of getting water, because we are going to want to actually, you know, have the cows reproduce. Of course you did that when I start speaking about water. I don't actually have a drink with me. I'm very bad at getting a drink for myself, aren't I? Really, really bad. Not exactly Terra Firma Greg is the hardest one. Terra Firma Cross is more tame, but it still takes a long time, and even just to get iron or anything. Yeah, I can agree. I can also believe it. Right. Luckily, this seeder is a little bit bigger than in the other map I'm playing, so hopefully this isn't going to be too bad. But we will see. It's actually... Okay, I was going to say it's hard to tell if it's actually doing it, but it is doing it. It's doing it fine. So it might seem counterintuitive, but this will be good. Now, what we can actually do is, I had a look around while playing in My Other World. There is a roller which you can do on grass, and if you roll on one layer of grass, and cultivate afterwards, it will give you a free fertilizing stage. So you're basically paying effort instead of money. I don't think we're going to do the roller though, because we don't really want to worry about fertilizing right now. We do want to fertilize eventually, but we don't have the money, so I think this is where we're going to be doing the contracts instead. Now, in the other map I was playing, the contracts are really, really bad. So bad, in fact, that there aren't really any at all. There's only one which you could do once every month, because I have it set similarly, where it's a whole day equals a month. And all it was chopping down dead wood. Really, really boring. And the dead wood you had to chop was on like the complete other side of the map, so it was a lot of effort to even get there, because it's a lot bigger than this map. But I'm hoping on this map here we can do a lot of different things. It's all just going to depend on what they are. Now, we could just go and try and make a load of money and just leave a worker to do this, but we might as well start off strong and actually do some farming ourselves. Because if we're not farming, what's the point in playing the game? A lot of people I know really hate seeding though. I think I prefer the cultivating to the seeding, although this is like the start of the growth. This is like the end of your field. Or I suppose some people could say it's the beginning. Everything else is the prequel. And hopefully I'm going to be a bit quicker than the AI anyway, because I can actually turn without having to do weird loops. And I don't have to do 14 headland turns. Make it work. So Alex, have you built anything interesting in Terra Firma Craft? Or, I mean, it sounds like you haven't even got iron. Either that or you just got iron. And how long have you been playing it for? Ooh, nearly fucked up. I reckon I should actually time this. Let's say I've done 2 runs. Let's say I started this at 4:15. Let's say it's been 4 minutes. It's probably been less than 4 minutes, but say it's been 4 minutes. I reckon we could do this in 20-25 minutes. Well, I'm just trying to set up my first base inside a cave. Unfortunately, there's gravity in Terra Firma Craft, so it's collapsed on me a few times, which has slowed me down. Oh, what? All blocks have gravity, so you have to do like support pillars and stuff. See, I feel like I'd be good at that sort of thing. Like, I've played very little of it, but Space Engineers has a lot of things like that, I think. I think it's something like Space Engineers, where if you don't build it properly, it can just break apart. Yeah, you have to use supports and stuff. I suppose it's a good creative way of learning to build, and if you're doing it like structurally in a map because you have to, it'll probably make you more creative when you don't have to do it, because you'll think, that would make sense to have that there to keep that roof up, instead of it, you know, just being a straight roof. I've only paid a few hours. Sounds like you've accomplished a little bit in a few hours, though, to be fair. More than maybe I would have. See, what I've learned with my playstyle of Minecraft is that I end up faffing so much and just end up with nothing getting done. I never really have a straight goal, which is entirely my own fault. So I get very distracted by things. And I'm like, oh, this, but I need this one thing to do this other thing. And I spend all this time doing this one other thing. And then I find something else. I've been tempted by Terra Firma Craft before, or rather Terra Firma Greg, but I don't know. I don't know if I can get sucked in. Ooh. I've definitely got better at this since the first stream we did. I'm thinking of like cracking Farming Sim 25, and then if it's good, I'll probably buy it and do the realistic challenge. Why would you crack it? It's a good game anyway. I love this game. The realistic challenge though, I mean, this is the type of game where you really have to like it. You have to find the therapy of it. Like, what I've been doing every day, nearly, is coming home, playing this, but while playing it, I'm re-watching Naruto. Not Naruto Shippuden, the original Naruto, when he's a kid. I suppose he's always a kid. And that's been very relaxing, because it's not something I wanted to... It's not something I wanted to watch, but not sit down and dedicate time to, because although I love it, I've never actually watched the whole of it more than once. Shippuden, I think I've done 2, maybe 3 times now. And that's a lot longer. I don't know if it's because Naruto's older. But that's what I watched when I was a child. And a lot of it, I have seen a lot of when I was a kid. But it was never in an order. I don't remember what channel it was on TV. But it was on whichever kid's channel. Maybe like Nickelodeon or something. Around the same sort of time. Or really before Avatar was on there. And I remember watching the episodes, but they never followed on, so I wasn't consistent with it. I didn't understand the concept of coming back the same time on the same channel to watch the next one. So it was like whenever I saw it was on, I'd put it on, and then all the episodes would be really far apart, or I'll be watching the same episode 16 times. So some things I knew really, really well, which is why I never really watched all of it in succession more than once. I more watched the whole thing in succession to watch Shippuden, I think. It's quite a few years ago. But yeah, that's why it's been very enjoyable, just to stick this on and have that in the background without having to really pay too much attention to that. I think this would also be like, because you really have to enjoy this. Because don't get me wrong, it is repetitive, and I can understand why a lot of people would find this dull, but because I find the relaxation part of it really enjoyable, that's how I end up playing it for so many hours. But if you bought the game, or rather as you say, cracked the game and went straight into realistic, you might find that progress is so slow that you don't actually find it enjoyable. Which is why I like to do just the base game for a little playthrough. Not really with any sort of goal, but sort of remember all the mechanics and grow to a decent size, buy a few fields. Like even now, I mean, this is the 3rd farming sim game I've bought, and I still haven't actually done everything in the other games either. Like I have had cows before, I've had sheep before, I've never had pigs, I have had horses, I've never done root crops, besides harvesting them in contracts. I've never gone through the whole process of planting them. Similar to cotton, I've only ever done that through contracts, the harvesting of it, but I've never done the full cycle myself. And now in this, there's even more crops. So it's a lot thing. Very fair. The realistic one does sound intimidating. It is. It is. Because I've done that before, and I personally enjoyed it, but that's because that was the challenge to make the gameplay different. Like it elongated it. Like I played it to the point where I can't believe they've actually added it as default in this game, but back in 2022, it's 23. No, it was 22. In Farming Sim 22, I had a mod where you could hand mow with a push mower, then collect it. And that's now in the base game of this, so you can do the survival challenge more realistically in vanilla, which I really like, because I think that's something a lot of people like to do. But all it does is elongate the start, if you know what I mean. So what I have now isn't a lot by any means, but it would probably take you maybe, depending on how well you played, how much you min-maxed and skipped time, you could probably get to the level I'm at now in 25 to 30 hours. So you're just starting the beginning. And then afterwards, it's the same game. Your only limitation then would be your own self-set rules on the types of machinery you could use. So something Daggerwin does, who's a farming simulator YouTuber. He does not only the survival challenge, he does a vintage version. So he only uses older machinery that are probably from like some of them are like from the 30s, the tractors and stuff he uses, but then some later stuff. So nothing really with high-tech computers in it, but just proper banger tractors. So that's the other elements of it. You have to set your own rules on it and choose not to use certain things, because in this game, even as a default, like if the way I usually play, which it kind of hurts myself as well because I never try other things, is that take the seeder for instance. My idea of the end game seeder is the one with the widest width, so you can do the most amount of land in the shortest amount of time. It speeds up the process. But really, and the more realistic way of doing it, is that you get a tractor that is the size relative to the field. So this size seeder is probably decent for this size field, but if I went and got I don't know how many meters this is, say this is 5 to 6 meters. If I went and got an 18 meter seeder, I'd do this field in a third of the time. But really that 18 meter seeder should be on a field 3 times the size of this. And that's where I play it very differently, and it's probably worse for myself. I just find the largest to be the end game, when a lot of people like to play sort of with brands or not on Skoda. Yeah, brand specific, or they want to be a certain type of farmer. Because you don't have to do anything in a field, technically. You could be an entirely animal farmer. I mean, ideally, the best way to get profits out of that, though, is to do stuff on the field to generate your own food. But then what you have is that your fields are purely generating food for your animals, and you get your money through selling animal produce, turning that animal produce into other things, like turning the milk into cheese, and then the cheese even further into like sandwiches or something, which you can only really do in later games anyway. But earlier, and a simpler version of that is just selling like the animals straight up. After they've been born and reproduced, you just sell them when they're a certain age. Those are the other things. Another one is logging. You can be a logging farmer, basically a massive lumberjack. You can do that a couple of different ways, by just chopping down trees in general. Or you can grow poplars, which are a fast growing tree, and you can harvest them into like wood chip bundles, I think. Or you can just chop them down normally. There's so many different versions now. If you go back to even 2017, you had barely anything. Like 2019, I don't think had any processes at all. It was just selling, like, you still had the animals, you had the livestock and their produce, but you'd sell their produce and that's it. And you had the logging still. But now in 2022, that's where you could start making other things. And then this game, they've really opened up again. So it's interesting to me. Moral of the story, though, buy the game. It's fun. And I'm not sure if this is doable. I mean, I know it's doable, but you can obviously have multiplayer servers of this, but I'm not sure if they have to be on like the host server, similar to Minecraft. Because I've seen people with like public versions of this. Not sure. $30 for farming simulator. Dollars? I thought your country didn't use dollars. It's so expensive. It is a brand new game, and it is a massive game. It's not AAA, but the actual scene for this type of game is huge. Surprisingly to a lot of people. and it's only better in more recent years, but it is a massive game. Like every single version I've bought so far, I've spent 250 to 300 hours in. The only problem is that I do that in the first few months of actually owning it, and then I don't pick it up for the next 2 years. I was very tempted to get season passes and stuff for this as well. Obviously, you don't have to get the premium versions. What are those random dust bits? Are those bits that Matey didn't cultivate? Oh, that's really bad. There's some things my worker didn't cultivate. That's a little bit of a waste. Very small yield, but we will live. We're gonna have some weird wheat patches in our beautiful grass. We can always recultivate it when the grass is grown though, so it'll be fine. Just those little patches, because grass grows quite quickly. I think we probably have to leave it 2 months before it's a full grow, but I could be wrong. I mean, I might even be missing bits here by doing these cut corners. Unfortunately, even if I buy it, I wouldn't have the opportunity to do multiplayer. And why is that? Do you not have the internet? You're using the internet right now! Oh, that was a better turn. None of my friends have it, neither do mine. I don't know if there's like server lists. You know, like the going back in the day to Minecraft server lists. I wonder if there are farming simulator ones. There probably are. Thing is, sometimes, depending on how many people are on the map, you can almost get through the map quite quickly, if that makes sense. Like, if everyone ends up buying everything. But you don't have to play as a team either, you can trade within each other. I've only ever done multiplayer once, and that was with a friend that ended up buying it, the 2022 version, and we only played for a few hours, then they stopped playing. What's up? What's up? How we doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome to Farming Simulator 25. How we doing today? Welcome to Riverbend, something or other. Weather. I've never actually watched the Scary Movies. You good? Great stuff. Have you had a good weekend? Did you get up to anything interesting? A lot of people end up just saying they chilled, which is no problem. Chilling is fun. Depends what type of chilling it is though. Nowadays I don't find things like Call of Duty chilling anymore. I actually don't remember. No, that's a lie. I do remember. The last Call of Duty I bought, I think, was Modern Warfare 1, the 2019 version. No, I bought Cold War actually. That was 2020. No, that was World War 2, wasn't it? Then it was Modern Warfare 2, then it was Cold War. Yeah, Cold War was the last one I bought, and then it was the 2019 version. Damn, I'm well out of the COD loop nowadays. Nope, I've been sick. Well, that is a horrible way to spend your weekend, not gonna lie. Hopefully you're not still sick, or at least on the mend. It wasn't that long ago I had caught COVID again, so that was a bad strain. My partner, however, she had it even worse than I. And of course I gave it to her. And I did feel mildly bad. Take some Lemsips. You are still sick, or you are still on the mend. What time is it now? I said at about 20 past it would take 25 minutes, so we're not really too bad. I am really sweaty. The problem is when that sweat gets cold. Cold sweats are the worst. So as long as you're not having those, it shouldn't be too bad. Remember, it's an old wives' tale, but I believe it still works. Feed a cold and starve a fever. Sometimes you may not feel like you really have an appetite, but if you shovel your face full of so much food, even if it's bad food in my opinion, you'll get better quicker. I used to not believe it, so I had to start looking after myself, and I went, fuck it, I'm gonna try it. Started shoveling my face full of so much stuff, no matter how full I felt. Gave it a day or so and I was just fine. Same with water. I have 102.1 fever. Now the thing is, that's in Fahrenheit. And I don't really know what that is in Celsius. Because in Celsius, if you're over 36.5, you're in danger. 37 is quite a bad temperature. 38 to 40, you're like dead. Or gonna die. 38.8, that is bad. That is bad. That is proper sick. That means you should be on only ice cream, I think, in my opinion. It's the best healing agent, and no one can deny ice cream is the best healing agent. And if you do deny it, you're wrong. Simple as that. Ooh. This is going to be a very tough bend to do very shortly. Oh, did I skip a corner there? I'm not sure. This is going to be such patchy grass. I once had a fever of 40.01. How are you alive? 4 degrees over? You must have been a literal volcano. Just a puddle on the floor. It was a very short fever. Well, you should be glad it's not so short you died. I don't think I could have managed at that. I would have been putting ice cubes down my trousers. I don't remember the last time I was really that sick. Hey, Stepan. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hopefully you had a fantastic weekend. Did you get up to anything fun? Hopefully it was a little bit better than Was Up over here. Was Up is sick. And still sick. Not fun. Not good. No bueno. I'm good, just sick too. Oh my god, this bug is going around everyone all around the world apparently. I mean, I only got rid of mine about a week ago. Was it last week I didn't stream because Lulu was ill? I think it was last week. The week before, luckily I streamed and then the Tuesday it hit me. And then by the end of the week I was not feeling too bad, but then Lulu got it. How bad? Yes, we're discussing temperatures here. And me, I had a good weekend. And I'm good right now as well. Not sick. It's much better now. I'm glad you're feeling better. But yeah, we're talking temperatures. Alex apparently once went up to 40 degrees. And I don't know how. Don't know how he is still alive. But Was Up here is at 36. I think. No, 38.8. Pretty bad. I'm like 37. That's pretty bad. Not as bad as Was Up though. I don't know why I don't know why it's a competition to who feels worse, but it seems to have turned into that way. Alright, we're coming to the very end here. We still have so much seed left as well, which I'm really surprised about. I thought I was going to use so much more. I don't know if I left any more seed at the store either. It's been a week since we played. It's fun. It is fun. A bit was around 38.5. Oh, that's also pretty bad. I actually don't remember the last time I even took my temperature. At least it's coming down then. Must be on the mend. Do you know what actually baffles me? For you in Europe, you may not have heard of it, but there's a medicine in America. And the only time Lulu and I have ever seen it is actually when we went to the Caribbean. It's called Pepto-Bismol. It's a cough mixture type flu-y thing. And it's basically in a big pink bottle. Now, I'm pretty sure it has been banned in England for the longest time. Just because it's full of so many weird chemicals, and I wouldn't find it very trustworthy. But we tried it anyway, because there wasn't a lot we could get in the Caribbean at the time, because we were both sick, and this was sort of just after the pandemic, considering it was 2022. But literally like 3 or 4 days ago, it advertised on TV here in the UK, and I couldn't believe it. They actually made it in some capacity where it's going to be legal in the UK. Mental to me. Absolutely mental. Right, we're going to go to the shop. So I want to see what's over there. See what we need to buy. Or if we have anything left. I've never heard of that. Really? For a country that still uses Fahrenheit, I thought you would have been in America. Either that, or you might just be an older fellow and you live in a country that uses metric but still does old temperatures or Fahrenheit temperatures. That's like my parents. Like, my father would go, oh, you're over 100 degrees, but that means nothing to me. I'm in CA, Canada. Well, it comes from America. I feel like Pepto-Bismol is probably in Canada. Could be completely wrong. I don't know what type of laws are there. Is it? No, it's probably not snowing right now, is it? You're in the same hemisphere. Right, I don't remember leaving this tractor here. Ah, I brought the tractor here to get my bike. That was it. But there's clearly no seed here. Right, what things do we want? What things do we want to buy? We've got 91 grand to our name. If we are going to be ending up doing some... Oh, actually, yeah, what do we have here on sale? Maize. We don't have a harvester that can go on. This is a planter for all these types of crops. So really, these two go hand in hand. But we don't have enough money, and there's a lot of horsepower, but we don't need this. That's a shame. Oh, I'm in California. That's very different from Canada. How have you not heard of it? You are from, like... When the rest of the world thinks of America, we think one of two places. And they're completely different, I know. 3 places. California, Florida, New York. That's about it. Maybe Texas. As most people, when they do an accent, they do a deep south accent anyway. So yeah, how the hell have you not heard of it? It's from your country. You've made it. You invented it. I wouldn't recommend it because it's full of bad things. He? What do you mean he? He who? I forgot what I was buying now. You've baffled me. Right, we will need a sprayer. I was talking about the roller earlier, but that's not the roller I want. Foresting. No, we don't want any of that. We definitely want grass related things. Now, for the cows, we look at the old help screen. And we look at cows, animals. Okay, that's just telling me things. Let's go down to cows. They like to have TMR, total mixed rations. Now, total mixed rations is a mixture of 3 different types of things. I believe one is hay. One is wheat, and one is... It's either grass or silage. I don't remember. There's TMR here, because you can make your own TMR. When animals reproduce depends on 3 factors. Their age, the space available, and the healthy animal. Yes, when they reach the age, they can give off offspring, but this is only possible if there's room for the animal. Manure is good. First, you need to add a separate manure heap. Next to the cow or pig barn, you can find it in the build menu. Oh, okay. That's basically natural fertilizer. Where do you tell me about TMR? Total mixed rations. Here you go. Straw, so wheat, or barley. hay, and silage. So I was correct. And mineral feed. That's to give it a little boost. You can harvest grass and turn it into hay yourself if your farm has fields of grass and requires a machine. It is easier to buy the ingredients at the dealer. You can buy bales of straw, hay, silage under objects bales. Mineral feed is available in the pallets. So we're going to make the hay, and we can actually make the silage, but we need something else. I always take NyQuil. I've heard of NyQuil. Not had it before. I don't think it's in this country. But what we generally have is you have day and night nurse. I never actually take the night nurse. I only take day nurse. Congratulations on 16k. Yes, we have reached 16k. I swear absolutely blind though. I had already hit 16k before. But I think that it's gone through that yearly old subscribers nuke. And I think I had near on 1,000 subscribers get automatically unsubscribed. Oh yeah, 16k community night when? No. No 16k. Maybe 20k. I need to start doing videos again. Like, I'm not going to lie to you guys. With the Minecraft video, I've edited 5 minutes of it. And I've got 8 hours of footage. 5 minutes. That's all I've had time for. Every week, I've done something new. I went to London for Cirque du Soleil. Lulu was ill. So we had to look after her. We went to Topgolf. Then we've got a parrot. We've done football. Sometimes I'm working on a Saturday and actually in work, and after work I just don't have time. It's really, really painful. Is that an automatic feeder? Then you only need to look. What, do you have a barn that has feeding robots? Feeding robots? Oh, mixing wagons instead of robots. Then you have to prepare the feed in the forage mixer. Yeah, we definitely won't be doing this, but we can mix this in a wagon. Yeah, let's do that. How to care for animals. We don't need anything that, but we need water. Right, so there's a couple of things we're going to need. We are going to need mowing stuff, and we're going to need teddering stuff. Now, tedders, they turn the grass around to make it dry faster. Basically, dry grass is hay. That is basically what hay is. No, it's not. No, it's not. That's complete. No, it is right. Yeah. Yeah, dry grass is hay. So we are going to need a tedder, but most importantly, we're going to need a mower. Now, for our size, it's probably going to be clever to do these two together. So this does 3.1 meters, this does 8.3 meters, but technically it doesn't have the middle bit. You have to buy the two together. This is an 8.3 meter spread, and then this joins the gap between these two. It's cool because this is all lined it up. So you can buy these two together for 8.3 meters, and you can buy these together for 9.4 meters. A lot more. You can buy this as well, which is pretty cool, which is just its own mower. And I think it can actually collect the grass itself. I'm not too sure. Does it have capacity? I thought it did. I'm not sure. But yeah, we don't have 486,000. There is this type as well. This attaches to the back, folds down, and then you can just sort of mow to the side. This can work, and it's not a bad starting thing. 3.9 meters is pretty good, considering this is 3.1. This one's 3.4, an extra half meter. This one, again, sort of similar, but it's as a trailer. I don't think I'm going to be able to drive this too well. And then we have this one as well, which is quite expensive. 7.2 meters, though. That, I mean, this is a lot more meterage. This also would wipe out half our money, but this would wipe out half our money too. What we can always do is buy this to start with and then buy the upgrade later. Yeah, let's just start with the Kuhn front. Let's just buy that first. The last one, I can't afford this. It looks lovely, but I can't afford this. I am also tempted by this one. Because what I can do is, when we're finished with this, we could sell this and then upgrade. Alright, downloading Farming Sim right now. Any starting tips for the few hours you have in it? I mean, I may have only have a few hours in this game, but I have many hours in the others. Across all the games, I think I've got over 500 hours, maybe 600 hours. So yeah. First, you want to decide what type of farmer you want to be. To learn basic mechanics, I would say just do the basic wheat, barley, canola, I think sorghum as well, and then grass. Those are like your two mechanics as a learning. If you go the same map as I am, you have cows, and then you could learn how to do a little bit of animal stuff, because the cows don't just die. If you don't feed them, they don't just die. They just won't do anything. They'll get older, but they won't produce anything. Some cows, like the Anguses, they are bred to sell for meat. But other things like the black and white cows, I forget what they're called, they are grown to make milk. Do a guide? I am tempted to start making farming simulator videos. I really am. Right, I think I'm sold. I'm gonna buy this. A rule of mine as well. You can see down here when I actually get off this page. You can buy an item or lease the item. Buying the item is obviously this price, but when you say lease, it will give you a prompt and it will say base cost. So I have to spend 330 up front to lease this, and then every day it is going to be 165 to keep the rent up, and then per work hour, I think this is, if you used it for a whole hour straight, it would cost this much. But we're not leasing it. I like to only buy things. Sometimes leasing it makes sense, but I like to only buy things as just a self rule. There is GPS. There is GPS. I think it's built into this game. This is what the AI worker is. Right, so we want a tether. We're going to start for the basic tether. It's going to be the easiest one, the simplest one. This is double the price for double the size, but I don't have a lot of money and I'd rather buy bigger tractors later on. So we will need more tractors eventually when we have so many more fields. Because we only have more AI workers. So we want the tether. And then we can't actually make total mixed rations yet, because obviously we need a let's see, I can do it by package animals. As you can see here, oh, it doesn't actually show. It doesn't show the actual, is it forage maybe? This. So this is your mixer. This is how you make total mixed rations in here. You can put bales in here and it will turn it into TMR, which I'm going to call it. And these are all the bales we're going to be making. The silage bales, what we need is a baler, but we also need a wrapper, because what it happens is we basically ferment the grass or hay and it will turn it into silage. So we can't do that, but we need a baler anyway to start with hay, and then the same baler we can use for wheat and straw. So we get 2 out of 1 here. Afterwards we'll need a wrapper. Sometimes, or some things, you can buy a baler that wraps at the same time, which eventually we might get one. We may also need a bale spike, but it depends on the size we're going to use. Mineral feed is something that we have to buy, and this is an additive just to give a little boost to your TMR mix, but we're not doing TMR just yet. So if we go back here, we are looking at, where is it gone? Here. We also have a windrower. Now the windrower is basically a way of actually moving all your grass into a sort of line. So we're definitely going to want one of these. How do I want to go about this though? These are all very different. I usually go for something like this. Do you have any mods? Not in this game. In this one, I'm trying for my first to just do vanilla. In my other playthrough that I'm playing privately, I technically do have mods. The only mods being the map itself is a mod. And then there were 3 items. There was a barn, a water tower, and a ramp. They were mandatory for the map. One's just a bale stores, so you can just drive your wagon or anything into the barn and it will stack it up automatically, and you can take it in and out through a menu, a UI. And then a water tower, which just basically gives you infinite water. The ramp is just nothing. I don't even know why the ramp's in there besides decoration. So yeah, those are technically the only mods I have installed in my game at all, but not in this map. 91,000 this is. How 7 meters? How does this work? Is this all to one side or does it fold out? I've not seen this type before. I think in the past I've used this one in other games. This one's massive, 14 meters. Definitely can't afford that. This one's an interesting one as well. But no, I think we'll go... Wow, 10 grand for half a meter. I'm not sure if that's going to be worth it. Because this one's cheaper for even longer. Unless this is an add-on to this. Not too sure. 2 meters, 4.7 meters. I think we should go for the 4.7 meter one. I think that'll be better. 9,000, but that's okay. I could have made a mistake because I don't know if these two go together or not, but we will see. But we have this one. Sweet. What we can do as well is you can get these things called forage wagons. This can work as well, and we may do this way for silage, because instead of doing actual wrapping of bales, what you can do is have a silo, not like a big cylinder, but a walled silo. You can fill it with hay and cover the whole thing in a sheet and make the whole thing silage. So we'll probably do that way for that type of silage. See the TMR here. That's the silage in there. Grass care, this is the roller I'm on about. Grass roller and weeder improves the yield of the grass field. Don't need that just yet. And then we could do this additive. This is for your silage again. Does your schedule open up in June Mondays? Because that's, you know, when summer break is for most people. No. I am an adult male and I do not get break. Yeah, I don't get any breaks at all. Ever. I can get them. I can book them off, but I don't get anything through employment or like that. So I have to sort of choose my own breaks. All right, balers. So there are square balers and there are round balers. Round balers, as you can see, are very expensive because it makes big bales, but these generally are harder to store and stack. But this is new, which is like a self-driving baler thing, which I've never seen before. In the past, I've used this one, I think, the case. This one, these are all just balers. You can get baler wrappers as well, which this one's a baler wrapper. Don't know how it works though. That looks very expensive. I've had better baler wrappers. This one's a baler wrapper. So you pick it up, it bales, and it tips off on the back. But I think I'm going to go for square bales. Now, we obviously don't have this big amount of money, so we're going to have to go for this tiny one, and this one makes bales that are so small that you can actually pick them up by hand. What type of cars are there? I will show you in just a second. So this one's going to be 22,300. This is for standard twin. We want standard twine, not twin. We want the twine, otherwise we're going to have to buy it separately. License plate, I really don't care for. Right, we're down to 37,000 remaining. Let's have a look at the old cars. There's not many. So there's cars and there's trucks. The cars, we bought this bike last time, which is what we drove here with. We have a tuk-tuk, because there is an Asian map and you can do rice and stuff now. So it's with the theme. There are some gators. We have the small one and the large one, the double cab one. Not a lot of storage though. This gator I think is a little bit faster. It is 40 miles an hour, pretty quick. But then you also have a couple of trucks and a Skoda. This should be your travel around car. I wonder if you can actually open the boot and put anything in it. That'd be pretty interesting. Like maybe you can put like a crate of eggs in the back. Most people go for like the Lizard. Lizard is not a real brand, but they're pretty cool. The bigger things are the trucks. So obviously you've got this flatbed tipper. We nearly bought this because it was on sale last time. Skoda. Do you not like Skoda? And you got a load of Mack trucks, like these big bad boys. Volvos, electric actually, that one. Ugh. You have to get a charging point. And then we got these are for like logs. You put logs in here. Yeah, nice stuff. Then we have other things. We've got loads of other things. Large tractors. This is the big boy. The big Merthyr boy. Oh! We're gonna have to go. Well, actually, we're on an American map, so maybe we should go for the US version. What it looks like is that the EU version just has more safety. They have protectors on the heat points, and there are more signs. The difference between UK or EU and US. That's quite funny. But they're the big boys. We'll probably end up buying some smaller tractors. Like these, the bigger versions of the smaller tractors though. Like this is a nice class. actually original name is Skoda. I knew it with the little accent on there as well. Right, now, because we are doing only hand bales, we don't actually need bale spikes or anything like that, so we're not going to bother with that. However, I think I am going to want a new trailer. So the trailer we have right now, I should be able to actually see. Whoa, it's night time. I forgot the time didn't pass. 7 o'clock. That's the end of the working day. We have on site. I have to go here first, don't I? Vehicles here. Now I don't know the name of it, so I'm just gonna have to scroll through these. This one. We have this little boy, which is good. And we can just throw loads of hay bales in here, but it's not. You can't secure it down. So I think we want one that is a little bit of a better trailer. That is more like a flatbed. So I don't like axled ones like these. I like proper trailer ones like these. 40,000 is too much though. Oh, these are all... that's the one we actually have. This one I don't think I can get without sides, can I? No. 30,000. There you go, bale trailer. So what's this? 40-meter trailer. The big extension, which is what's advertised, the bale trailer, only 30,000. Wheel brand, Trelleborg, BKT, Verdestein. I don't really know what all the differences are. I think it's a matter of preference. More tread. I like the red and blue, to be honest. 31,000. So a decent bale trailer, this. Oh dear, best viewers. We don't want any of that. Is my chat going to update yet? No, I don't know why, but my streamer bot chat just isn't updating, so I can't ban him. Damn it. No one click on the link, though. I've got to go to sleep now. Good luck. See you. Take care, Stepan. Thank you so much for joining us. Get some mods like the John Deere 420. I will be perfect for a small farm. It will be perfect for a small farm. I don't want to install mods. Not on the first one. So should I do new farmer or start from scratch with a guide with guided intro farm? Do a new farmer, because all that does start from scratch. I think it gives you a little bit more money, but you can choose to do less money. But you start with no buildings, no equipment, no anything. If you start new farmer, you get a little bit of equipment. You have owned farmland already. Some of it will have crop on it already, and then do the guide. Alright, I think we're just going to bite the bullet and go for this. We're going to have no money left, but we're going to try and do some contracts today. And then the last thing I want to do is, because we are going to buy contracts, is I want a chainsaw. Now, my choice is Stihl or Steel, some people say. Sure, I'd more say Steel. That's just my preferred brand. I don't like these other brands. Stihl is the one I go for. So now I've got this. I can chop some trees. I'll put my torch on. And now we've got to slowly take all these things back. So what we can do though, hopefully, and it's going to look funky, don't get me wrong. I don't know if I have the horsepower for it. But let's take you on the front. And then we'll take the Tedder on the back. Let's also put some lights on. Everyone's going to get blind, but screw it. And let's head home. Two things at once. We're going to have to do at least 2 more trips to get everything back. So I think the windrower is a trailer. I can't just pick it up like this one. In fact, the smarter thing is, because I can just pick this one up, I should have taken the trailer version, but never mind. Ah, I'm on the wrong side. Oh no, you were just overtaking. Really freaked me out then. I thought I was driving on the correct side for the time. And I think we should actually pick up the rest of the items tomorrow. A great game I loved was Construction Simulator. I think I saw that years ago, back in 2017. It never really took off though. Just the generally huge machines you could get was awesome. That's what I like. I mean, there's not many things in this game that I have driven in real life, but the telehandlers, unfortunately, they don't have the 17-meter telehandlers like I drive in real life. But I drive telehandlers in real life and forklifts, so I quite enjoy doing that in this game because I know really well how to use them. Right, now in the barn we're probably going to more keep tools. Not tools. What's the words I'm looking for? Implements. But we will put these implements in here. Not even tools. That's an ore implements. Tractors. We're probably going to keep more tractors and vehicles in here. Right, we'll leave that there. We'll stay out for the night. And we'll go to sleep. And we'll go to sleep until 7:30. Wake up at the crack of dawn. We'll check on our fields, see what the crack is, and then we'll move on. So, what do we have? Field 3. We are growing, needs lime, that's fine. There are no weeds, that is good. These guys, we obviously know we have weeds, but we don't have the means of actually getting rid of them any further than this. And it looks like we have got weeds over here now, so we want to do some weeding first up. Yeah, medium weeds, unfortunately. What time is it for you? It is currently 10 past 10 in the evening for me. What time is it for you? Obviously, you're on the other side of the planet. I think you are... I remember Vegas was 9 hours ahead? No, behind. I think you're 9 hours behind me. Sweet. Let's do some de-weeding. Again, this is only giving us partial de-weeding. Hopefully this doesn't break our crop. No, it doesn't. If the crop was growing anymore, it would start damaging the crop. And we'd need thin tires. Right. The weeds be gone. It looks like this isn't actually... it's leaving very, very small amounts of weeds. Very, very small. We can live with that, though. We can live with that. 3 in the afternoon. 7 hours, then. That's not too bad. How come you're just hanging out online at 3 in the afternoon? I suppose you're sick. God, I wish I was able to be at home at 3 in the afternoon. I haven't done that since I was in school. In fact, saying that, I wasn't even home by 3 o'clock in the afternoon when I was in school, because school didn't finish till 3:10. And then I had a half an hour walk every day. I didn't ever get home until about 4. It was bad. You know how much I don't miss being in school and how happy I am that I'm not in school anymore? Like, if I could have left school even earlier, I would have. I've just noticed the cows that I have in this map aren't dairy cows. The cows I have in the other map are dairy cows. So I really should get these guys breeding soon. 310, what grade? Well, we don't have grades here. We have years. They are similar, but they're at the same time very different. So I believe your grades are a year above our years. So year 3 for us would be 4th grade for you, I think. So in secondary school, that is year 7 all the way up until year 11. And yeah, we would do school from 8:45 till 3:10 every day. And we don't get free periods and stuff like that as well, because I think high school has free periods. The only time you get free periods is when you go to either college or 6th form. and they are not the same as a American college. This is not a university stage. This is still before university. So I believe in America you are still in high school as to what our college would be, or sixth form, and that is technically year 12 and 13, and that's where you do what you call your A levels. I failed my A levels, so I never did year 13. I did only year 12 in sixth form, and I left school early at 17. And then only when you've done year 13 and passed your A levels, at least most of them, that's when you go to university. I think I'm gonna have to do this headland because that is that's gonna be a boop every time. So yeah, secondary school is generally from ages 11 till 18. Primary school is generally ages 5 to 6 till 10 or 11. In middle school, it's from 8:40 to 3:20 and a 30-minute drive. What do you mean a 30-minute drive? Oh, what, to get to and from school? Thing is, in this country, we don't even have middle school. It's just not a thing. Well, kind of. Most people end up going through primary school first and then going straight to secondary school, and then after secondary school, college or sixth form, and then university. But you can do a junior school, which is years 1 to 3, and then I don't actually know what the second one is because it's so rare, but that's at ages years 5 to 6. 4 to 6. So it ends up being the same stuff, but you just go to another school. But most people do just straight primary to secondary and just do the years 1 to 6 to then go to 7 to 13, or 7 to 11 technically. I think we are actually getting most of the weeds here, if not all of them. There are very, very little weeds. This is a lot better than what we have over there, because that has been de-weeded, believe it or not, but you can see so many in that next field. For the USA, preschool, elementary school, middle school, high school, and then college. Yeah, that's the thing. We have preschool, and our primary school, basically your elementary school and middle school is our whole entire primary school. And then we do have preschool, which is like, I mean, your preschool is still before kindergarten, isn't it? Or is like the first year of elementary school kindergarten? Because we don't have kindergarten, technically, like as its own thing. I know some places have it as their own thing. We have preschool, which is like 3 to 4 year olds. And then some primary schools have a nursery, which is essentially the kindergarten stage, which is like 4 to 5, and then you start year 1 at 5 years old. I've always wanted to, this is quite funny, preschool is before elementary school in America, I see. Oh god, don't you start Lulu. Lulu's been all over the country, all over the world. Started off in education in England, and then went to Australia, and then came back to England. So Lulu's is all over the place. So you did reception, year 1 and 2 in infant school, then year 3, 4, and year 4, 5, and 6 in junior school, then 7 to 11 in secondary school, then 7 to 13 in college, and sixth form. Yeah. No, I did mine not including the Australian bit. Oh. Okay, that's less confusing then. When I was younger, in secondary school, I really wanted to go to an American high school, just because I don't think anyone would be able to handle me. So we only know the perspective of a high school through most American TV or film. And even the bullies in those films seem very weak, small-minded, and stupid. And now they're probably portrayed that way, but I feel like 9 times out of 10, the real insults that actually fly from a bully in America are very minor compared to what the bullying is here in the UK. I don't know how true it actually is, because again, I'm only basing it off film and TV, but pushing a kid up against a locker and trying to take their lunch money and calling them a nerd, it's very minor. I mean, here you just get stabbed or set on fire. A lot of fights still, but I suppose fights are the same anywhere. I feel like fights in America are a little bit more respectable. Here it's just straight up scrapping for no reason. And I feel like a lot of people in America wouldn't be able to handle the bluntness of an English teenager. No, mainly fights. Yeah, I see the fights on social media, but at the same time, they don't look like good ones. Like, I haven't been in many fights myself. Very, very few. And even in those fights, I didn't win. But I still feel like I have more strength compared to what I've seen online. Oh god, you're making it very confusing now, Lulu. It looks like hieroglyphics. I don't know if I can even read that. Right, I reckon, or maybe one more pass? Nah, it's definitely going to be 2 passes, just for the end there. That's a little bit annoying, but this weeding, de-weeding was a lot quicker. Damn tree in the way. Ooh, that's the wrong button. I want to disconnect the weeder. I think I've lost my course here a little bit. Is this going to be the final pass? I hope so. A little bit there. Will we get it all? Yes, we will. Perfect. That was a nice weed, actually. I enjoyed that. That looks smooth and professional. Now, do I want to drive over the grass? We don't really get weeds on grass. I mean, you can, but... Let's have a check on our grass field and see how it has grown in technically a month. Ugh, having only 5 grand is painful, especially since we have bills to pay. I got bills. I gotta pay. So we are growing. These are just seedlings, basically. No lime, no fertilizer. That's fine. What is your favourite truck? I mean, to be honest, I don't really have a favourite truck. Trucks are not things I usually use. I mean, I think just based on how much I see them only in the UK, a MAN truck. Well, I don't think you really get MAN trucks in America. I do really enjoy, though, the look of Mack trucks, or lorries, as we call them. They look really big and beefy and obviously American. Right, let's get the other tractor and we'll go get the other implements. A pickup truck. So you mean a smaller? See, I wouldn't even... We would just call it a pickup, not a pickup truck or a van. Pickup van. That doesn't really make sense. We'd probably call it a pickup truck because of American pickup truck. But we would just call it a pickup or a 4x4. Not 4x4. Not really a 4x4. Lulu, because she's part Australian, kind of, not really. They call it a ute. U-U-T. No, Y-U-T-E, a ute. For a utility vehicle, but with a Y. I don't know. Well, funny, with the job I'm actually working on at the moment, I'm converting... Basically, my job is I convert vans for a living. I run contracts for some big companies. And we just done a load of Rangers, Ford Rangers. I don't know which Rangers specifically. It's like the one down from a Wild Track. Just done 33 of those, and we've done 2 Toyota Hiluxes. They're quite nice. Usually, what I'm most used to driving through a previous job is a Hilux. I do enjoy those more, but I prefer I prefer manual ones to automatic. I'm really not a big fan of automatic cars. Right, now can I just lift you up? Favorite car though, I mean, you got to go for more like the flash car, I feel. Oh, I can pick you up, yes. But the flash cars, I'm not really sure. Like, I'm not a big fan of like Porsches and stuff. Like the flash cars, I really like. I mean, it would be a nice flex to have, say, a Lamborghini or a McLaren. But I feel like if I was to really get a bit of money, I would like something more like a Bentley or a Rolls Royce. I don't know, they're just... I feel like it's more of a statement than just looking rich, you know? Other things, I don't know. I can't really rank anything lower than luxury cars in my opinion. Like, I drive a Vauxhall Corsa, and I don't even know if you get Vauxhall cars in America. It's a British-made brand. Look at that Tedder. Not Tedder, Windrower just shaking on the front. It's quite funny. So class. Yeah. High class. But that's probably the English in me. Especially the area I'm from. So the more south and sort of closer to London, it can be hit or miss. But generally, you'll find people that are more well-spoken and, to be honest, a little bit more pompous and stuck up. But at the same time, they are wealthier. And a lot of families have old money. So they've never worked in their life, but they have old money through inheritance and just obviously things like royal family connections from way back in the day with old history. But you have new money as well. But at the same time, you also get a lot of what we call chavs. They're not so much like, it's hard to compare them to. Chavs is technically a acronym, which stands for Council House and Vexed. So very angry. Is that just a massive sunflower? It is, isn't it? I'm sure you have something similar in America, but it's not really like a gangster or a gang member. They are in gangs, don't get me wrong, a lot of people are. But you get that too. They're generally not well spoken. It's quite difficult. Not difficult for me to imitate, but I kind of look a little bit stupid doing it. But quite the funny thing about it though is half my family are chavs and the other half of my family are quite well spoken and well off. It's like a big collide and I'm in the centre. And very much depending on the situation is which way I tend to speak. Definitely more on the streaming. I speak a lot better than I am when I'm with either friends or at work. Even when it comes down to pronouncing my THs and things like 3, I do slip a lot around other people that I know. It's not good really. I should speak well all the time, but I just don't. And I don't think a lot of people do. I know from a lot of people that have joined the streams in the past who are generally from America or Canada and stuff like that, they find my accent rather, some say soothing, relaxing. It's definitely different to a lot of places in America, that's for sure. At least I find. I mean, I've only ever been to New York, and while I was there, I wasn't exactly listening to too many people, but I've seen so much TV that I've heard a lot of accents. Some of them get on my nerves more than others. Surprisingly, the southern accent is one I like more. Some southern accents, no. The very centre of New York. Like proper, almost mafia vibe. That's a bit annoying. It sounds like everyone's being lazy. Like what? Which ones annoy me? Well, what else do you mean, like what? I think I'm going to take this trailer straight over to the other field, actually. So I should have gone a different way, but we will cut through my yard nevertheless. I also feel like I'm driving really slow, 24 miles an hour. I mean, that is kind of the cap. I wonder if I have anything in my silos. I should check that as well. We'll hitch up the other tractor to this trailer and see if I actually have anything in the silos, because I might be able to sell something. Yes, let's see, which accents annoy me the most? I think in all due respect, it's more the women though, but I think some Californian accents are quite bad. Like, as I say, it's more the teenage women, or not teenage, young 20s women that go out partying a lot. It's probably more their demeanor than their accent themselves, but the pronunciation on the end of sentences where it always goes higher, or the really strong R's. Don't know. It's a bit silly. Kim K's accent. Pretty much. And hello, Fasuda. How are we doing today? I mean, I've not heard too much of her speaking, in all honesty. It's not exactly the program I particularly enjoy, but I can picture it from the short clips I have seen. I don't know what it is. I mean, there's a lot of things, especially the English, take the piss out of in America. Oh dear, what's up, did it? He did it. Hello, not bad. And my partner watches, and I don't mind watching Kendall Jenner. Fair play. Each to their own. I know something, this is sort of on the similar spectrum, I would say, as, okay, we don't have anything. Oh, I do have stuff. I have canola. That must be from the first harvest. Can I sell canola? It's on the similar spectrum as the Keeping Up with the Kardashians in America. But here, something my sister really enjoys is Geordie Shore, as well as The Only Way is Essex. I don't even know if some of those, or even both of those, are still around. The more things that she watches now are things like Love Island, which I believe there's Love Island in America. I'm not too sure. Right, so we... Oh, well, that's harvesting. Let's sell prices. We have canola. Top price to sell this is actually in December. So we want two more weeks or 2 more months for this, so we don't want to be doing that. Although saying that is only 150 off. We're not going to get that much of a rise, if that's peak. So I might actually sell canola at this one now to get that money up, because we are desperate, really desperate. But yeah, love your mechanism tutorial. Spotted you streaming, so clicked on. Towie is not great, but I used to live near Amy Child's salon in Oakendon, Essex. Really? I don't know where that is. I know well, I don't know Essex. I actually went to Essex yesterday. I went to Basildon to pick up my new parrot. Which way do I actually need to go? that way, completely the wrong way. Yeah, I went to Basildon yesterday to pick up a new pet. And the only parts of Essex I've ever actually been to is Basildon, which is quite funny. Both my parrots I got from Basildon, but 2 years apart. Very strange. My granddad is actually from Essex. And he sounds nothing like anyone in the Woney West Essex, put it that way. He's a very well-spoken, respectable man. Alex, how far is Farming Simulator 25? Oh, it sounds like What's Up wants to play with you, Alex. My dog came from Basildon. I live in Woodbridge, Suffolk for 5 years. Whereabouts are you? Near Windsor. Near Windsor. Didn't live there all my life though. I used to live in Maidenhead, which again is near Windsor. I lived in Maidenhead for 23 years before I bought my first home, which is where I live now. Nearly been here. It's been here 3.5 years nearly. It's good though. Where the hell is the shop? Oh, you enjoying it, are you? You're already playing the game. So if you look on the map, I don't know what map you're playing on. Damn, I forgot I didn't pause. If you look for this shop icon here, the vehicle shop, that's where you buy, obviously, your vehicles. There are the vehicles as well. So this warehouse sells, like, more supplies. You have other people as well I think you can buy some things from. I'm not too sure, but you can also buy the things themselves. But you're looking for a shopping basket. If you go to the map though, you can select hotspots as you see here, and you can actually highlight things if you're looking for anything, and then you can just teleport to them. So if you're on this map, we've started here and it's over here, but I don't know where it is on other maps. That's cool. Sorry for distracting you from Farming Simulator. You're not distracting me at all. I love having conversations with everyone. I love getting to know new people. And I'm glad that you enjoyed the mechanism as well. It's quite strange. I made that like nearly 3 years ago now, and it's still helping people out. I think I did it on version 1.16, and obviously it hasn't really updated as a mod too much, so a lot of it's still useful, but there are some new things. Same map as you. Thanks. I looked like 10 minutes. Look for the shopping basket. That's all you got to do. This is not a way. I need to go. Am I going here? No, I'm going here. I need to actually keep going straight and then around. What I should have done is probably go straight up here and then down the main road. So I'll probably go back that way because I've really messed up here. So let's turn around. I can't make that turn. Let's turn in the shop. You play with the controller? No, I don't actually. I play with the mouse and keyboard. I think I thought the plan was for myself is when I'm, as I said earlier in the stream, when I'm playing this by myself now, I stick on anime or a YouTube video and I should just sit back and relax and play, but I don't. What I do actually have back, not on that shelf, I've got another shelf just to the side there, slightly off camera. In fact, actually, if I go to here, that shelf there, somewhere on there, I think it's up there out of camera, I do actually have the Farming Simulator wheel and also control panel. I bought it when I was really into Farming Simulator 22, and it is fun to play with. It's also got pedals as well, and it is immersive, but I think how I have it laid out, my desk doesn't really suit it too well. Don't get me wrong, it is fun. Your arms eventually start hurting. But it is enjoyable. I don't always use it though, especially when I'm getting used to it. I think I wanted to upgrade to a better wheel. Like the next sort of step I make into doing the sim type thing would be a bigger upgrade, almost like his own rig. Like Lulu, my partner, really wants a racing sim rig. Really wants it. Lulu's very much into F1. But I think I could still use an F1 rig. Farming Simulator. A lot of mechanisms are the same. Really well put together tutorials, mate. Cheers for making them. No problem at all. I'm trying to actually step away from tutorials, but at the moment I haven't actually uploaded a video since April. Which which is something I really need to do, but I just can't find the time, you know. That's why there's only one part of Extreme Reactors. I did have a whole part 2 built and part mostly recorded but never edited, just because a lot of things I found really confusing with it. You should just make farming sim tutorials. I don't think I want to make farming simulator tutorials, but I feel like I could make some, maybe not fun let's plays, but let's plays. There's certain things you can do with this. A big part of this game is actually people watching time lapses. People really enjoy watching time lapses of fields, which is, I feel like that's something I could do. But with the filming of the time lapses, obviously it takes so much time to do a dedication to a field. Like today, I mean, we started streaming at 9 o'clock, and what we've done so far, we have seeded one. Hey, 12,500. That's pretty good. We've seeded a field, we've weeded a field, bought some stuff, and just now sold some stuff. It's a game that takes a lot of time. I would love to do tutorials, but then you would have to sort of, not tutorials, I would love to do time lapses, but you have to sort of like condense near on. I feel like this is straight only, but screw it, I'm a rebel. You'd have to dedicate 4 to 5 hours to then do down into like a 15-20 minute time lapse. Seems like they're all the same. So the machine is soil cultivation. Do I buy a plow, cultivator, or disc harrow, or? Seems like they're all the same. So a plow is different from a cultivator. You can plow instead of cultivating, but a plow, like, it depends how much you want to go into immersion. You would do a plow, I think, more for root crop like potatoes and stuff. But the good thing is with a plow is you can use it to create your own fields. So on the map you'll see all the numbered things. They're the fields that are already made. But what you can do is actually buy land and expand the fields or join the fields. So you'll see when I get back to my home, all the fields are one next to each other in big squares. But what I could do is actually plow, create field down the center of all of them and make it as one massive field. So that's the bright side of a plow, and it's a good one to get if you want to make new fields. Listen, dude, that was a stop sign and you did not stop for me. That is illegal. Your next things are your cultivators, subsoilers, and your disc harrows. They are pretty much all the same. How they work can be slightly different. I think some things like it's either the disc harrows or the subsoilers, they can be attached to some seeders. So you're then killing two birds with one stone. It's cultivating and then seeding at the same time. Not all of them work. And I think the disc harrows are actually powered. Functionally in the game, they don't really do any different things. But from a role-playing perspective, I think you would still use different ones for different things. I personally just stick to cultivators. Again, to how I was saying before, in my opinion, the better items are the ones that are widest, but not everyone plays like that. You'll see when I'm back that I'm using a cultivator. Alright, now which way do I have to go? I need to go... Whoa, I'm right on the edge of the map. I want to do it left. And then a right. And then a left. And straight. Skoda. And with seeders, do I get a seeder planter or a seed tank? So a seed tank, all that does is, well, two things. I don't know if you can get on its own seed tank, but that is purely a thing to store seeds. Generally, a seed tank is more of an attachment or an upgrade or an extension to a seeder. A seeder is generally for your crops like wheat, barley, canola, sorghum, your grain type crop. A planter is more for I don't know what type their specific name is, but like a stem type crop. So things like corn, sunflowers, those you generally use planters. And I'm not sure if potatoes and carrots, your root crop, are done with planters. But they all say what they can plant at the bottom of the screen in the shop. Right, so that is now 1 o'clock in game. We have done all our upgrades, we've managed to bring everything back, and we've gained a little bit of money now, so I think we should actually start looking at some contracts. I'm totally playing new, totally new to Farming Simulator. It looks interesting. Do you have to do crop rotations through seasons? Can you do livestock and stuff? Absolutely. So 2022, Farming Simulator 2022, that is the first one that introduced seasons as a vanilla gameplay. In older versions, there were mods that added seasons. You can also choose to completely play without seasons at all times, and you can also change it to be static weather. So if you want it to be always summertime and you want no seasons, then you can do that. As a default, though, we are playing with seasons. So as you can see here, it goes from March to May. We have spring, summer, winter, autumn and winter. Everything in green is the time you can plant, and everything in orange is the time you can harvest. So there's all these different crops you can do with all their different set times. There is weather, there is snow on the ground. When snow comes, it's up to you, it's optional, but you can actually choose to buy snow plowing equipment and sort of clearing your paths and stuff. Again, it's completely up to you. You can play completely without this, and you can just grow whatever you want whenever you want, but the time it will take sort of still stays per one. Each different crop has a completely different way of actually working. Your grain type crop like barley, canola, I think green beans as well, oats, sorghum, and wheat, they all grow and pretty much do the exact same thing. They just price differently. But then your things like your corn, sunflowers, sugarcane, they're all completely different, needs completely different implements. And then you've got your beets, your red beets, potatoes, parsnips, carrots, again, they're all completely different. And olives and grapes, again, completely different. And cotton, that's also another thing just completely by itself. So you can do all of those. You then do have animals as well. We have cows here. These came with the map, these ones. There are two different types of cows. These ones, I think you can purely breed for selling for meat. They can reproduce themselves, provided you give them the right resources of water and food. These ones, as I say, they're bred for meat, but you can also get ones that are bred for milk. There are also sheep as well, which I think you can sell for food too, as well as that their wool. And then there are pigs as well, which pretty much you just sell for their meat. As well as that, things like the milk and stuff that you make, you can sell on, and it can be turned into things like cheese. There are chickens as well, actually, for eggs. You can sell both the milk and the eggs, and even your wheat, and you can make flours, and then you can turn it into cakes. It's all part of production. Productions are still relatively new. They only came in 2022, and it's been extended in 2025. So you can see we can make bread, we can make cake, we can sell manure and stuff made from animals for methane gas plants. We can make tinned food. This is all new. This sort of stuff. I've never seen this stuff before. You can do wood stuff, so you can make in the shop. You've obviously got your chainsaw for a lot of hand stuff, but for forestry, you can use these big ass trucks to completely rip down trees and strip them apart. Cut them into logs. Don't even know what this thing is. This is like a big... Oh, is this a planter? Like a tree mover? I think it is. This is where you can pick a tree up and then put it somewhere else. Again, a big stumpy cutting thing. Like you got your logging trucks with big HIAB stuff on it. You got your wood chipping as well. So you just want to make wood chips and stuff. And again, you can sell all these logs for firewood. You can turn it into furniture, planks, things like that. You have got, this is for your grapes and olives. So you would harvest things through this channel. You'd have like your grapevines and you'd drive this over it to pick everything. Cotton, again, totally different thing. You got your rice. Rice is brand new to this game. Your rice planting on like water trough areas, and then this is your cotton. Cotton's very specific pickers. All very big machines. These things. Peas are new to me. Potatoes aren't. You can do baling and grass cutting. Grass cutting is what we're moving on to next. But yeah, there's loads of different things. Basically, you've got your crops, you've got your animals, and you've got your logging. They're the three main types. From that, you can then go into making production items. Most of the time, it's either selling. So there's loads of points on the map where you can sell things to, and it will make things. So like over here, we have the grain that's just for selling. Grain museum. I think this turns things into bread. Over here, we have a factory. The oil mill obviously makes oil. Let me give it sunflowers and stuff. It'll make vegetable oil. Sawmill. This will make your planks. Carpentry. This will turn the planks into furniture. But as you can see, you can buy all these things. So I can buy carpentry for 300,000. So I can sell it to my own production and then make those productions into something else. Have you seen a tornado? In real life? No. Online? Yes. In game? No. Turf grass farming sounds fun, interesting in Suffolk. I know a local farmer had a contract to sell turfs to Twickenham Stadium. Wow, that sounds like a big contract. That's what we're basically working on now. So at the start of stream, we had our field over here. Basically, the idea is that because it's coming into winter time, we can't plant anything else. We could have planted barley, but we already have 3 other crops doing other things, and we can't actually harvest them. I think we have canola, can't harvest that till July. We have wheat, which we can't harvest again till July. And then we had canola. Oh no, canola I said. There was one more that we have, but I don't remember what it is. Actually, I can see it on the map. I did not mean to drive in the grass. We have, let's deselect all. We have wheat, no barley. Here we go. We have 2 wheat, or 1 wheat and 2 canola. This one's going to be grass, because grass we can cut pretty much all year. So if we plant it now, we can cut that through the winter and make money through the winter at the first of the game. When we come to later in the game, when we have loads of crops running, we will probably sell enough in the spring, in the autumn, that we don't need to do the work in the winter. But for right now, we're starting off, so we need a way of making grass. As well as that, this is going to be for getting hay for our animals. We have 3 cows. We need to fatten them up, as well as you have to give them the right resources required to actually start breeding, which again is another process that can take months. So yeah, we've got big plans. It just takes time. At the moment, we have it set that every 1 day in game is a month, and we're playing at 10 times speed, so every 1 minute in real life is 10 minutes in game. But you can really turn the speed down if you see in the... Oh god, I've just realized I'm still on this screen. Why did no one say? In the top corner, I've turned up to 60. You can change the speed, so you can actually have this as a 1-to-1 time and only play in real hours. You can even half the time and play for every 24 hours is actually 48 hours in game. No, other way around. Every 48 hours in real life is 24 hours in game. We were playing up when there's a lot to do in the day. I generally do 5 times. If there's not a lot, like in winter, I take it up to 10 times. And if I've really got nothing to do, I just skip the day. But yeah, we want to try and look at some contracts now, just to round off. Oh my god, it's actually 10 minutes to the end of the stream. So I spent like all the money on this Horch cultivator and added a fertilizer distribution unit. Do I just interact with the fertilizer bag, or do I need another attachment? So no, if you bought the fertilizer, all you have to do is drive your implement next to the bag, and in the corner on the top right, where it gives you all your controls, it should say R to start filling. Didn't want to be rude and tell you to minimize your face. It's alright, my face is nothing. It's all about the game. Right, so contracts are here. We might as well do some contracts. So we've got new contracts, we've got no active contracts. So we've got baling, we've got cultivating, deadwood I don't want to do, fertilizing, harvesting, mowing, ploughing, spraying, stone picking, and wood transporting. Okay, now it says the amount of hours. I think this is the amount of hours you have to do it. I suppose this is a quick one for 7,000, but we don't have a way of actually transporting the wood, especially if it's very large logs, and we'd have to lease or borrow the items. Reward per tree 255, penalty per tree if we miss any 2,000, number of trees 29, farmland 20, lease cost 400. So we can make 6,900. Oh no, this is the time left before it runs out, not how long it takes. Okay. It is a long journey, but if we can pick them all up in one, this could be good. So let's borrow the items. These machines are waiting for you at the shop. Let's do it. Here we are. So do I have to get in here separately, or can I control you from in the van? I think I can control you from the van. Yeah, unfold truck. Cool. So the good thing we have a trailer as well, so we could probably take everything at once. Backflip? Who's backflipping? So where do we want to go? We want to go up here. We are currently here, so we want to go back across the ridge and then do a right straight up. We can do that. Oops. Huh? The time allowed for your Dreadwood contract ran out. You're joking me. I basically just lost 400 quid. I didn't even think about that. So you can't even finish the job. You have to do it in that time. Well, let's collect negative 400 then. Right, well that's a bad move. Well, I know what all the rest of this is now. That seemed like a fun job. Quick one as well. Damn it. I can't backflip. Wish I could backflip. Probably learn to backflip eventually. 12,000. That is a large field. Oh, but you're fertilizing. I have to lease the equipment, but I'm probably going to have to buy the fertilizer as well because it doesn't sell it to me. However, if you do fertilize really well, you can keep any extras. Fertilizing a smaller one. Well, that's an interesting one. I don't want to do fertilizing because we don't have any of the stuff. That is a large job for not a lot of money. That is a very large job as well. This is for what? Green beans. Selling right next door though. This is a decent amount of money. 8 hours. 8 hours and 49 minutes. We can do that. Let's borrow the stuff though. And then, because it takes time, let's turn this down to 5 times. So let's take this first, not that. I'll drive over there. What is quid? Quid is spelled not with a U, W, it's spelled with a U. And a quid is a pound. The currency of this country. So we want to go across here, right, and then a left, and all the way up. And then I probably can't make that turn actually, so let's go all the way straight and take the third left. This is a big boy for green beans. Come on, let's go round the roundabout. Round the roundabout there, mate. I got stuck there on a little pylon. That's no good there, lad. It's very strange, you know, driving on the wrong side of the road. I can't say I like it. God, Postman Pat was about to take me out. Ferdinand Mendez, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. Welcome, 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 Ferdinand Mendez. Ferdinando Mendez. How are we doing today? We're just slang like buck or dollar, pretty much. Got a couple of quid. You could go even further. Like if you ask for someone to borrow a bluey, that means pay with a fiver, which again is another slang, but which is £5. So a bluey, fiver, 5 quid, £5. There are layers to this. A score, that's 20 quid. These are more London things, I think. Like East End. Cockney. What is that? I think a monkey is 100. Never heard bluey in my life in the UK. Yeah, it must be London, pretty much. I think a monkey is 100. Or is it 1,000? I don't quite remember. I don't remember what 50 is. 50 might be nothing, to be honest. Yeah, you stay in your lane there, Mr. Concrete Mixer Majiggy. Let's put this in cruise control. No hands! I feel like I've barely actually heard the music today. Let me turn that up for myself. There you go, that's a bit better. I'm gonna crash. Hang on, if you were around Essex way, you must have heard Bluey. That's pretty much London. Depending on which part. Yeah, to left here. There must be slang things you know. What's up? What slang things do you have in the US? To be honest, some slang things I've probably heard. That's the edge of the map, apparently. I've never seen that happen before. Usually when you go to the edge of the map, it just gives you a massive wall. I was in Colchester, okay, in the army. Although I did go out to London with a girl for a while, but she never said Bluey. I think it's more men that use it, especially if you're a proper chavvy or cockney. More older dudes, to be honest. Depends how old you are. I only know it through knowing a lot of older people, really. Like, none of my friends or myself would use it normally. But we'd still know what it is if someone said it. Right. Green beans, we're here. Let's unfold first. Oh, we're already unfolded. Jeez. I didn't realise this was how goddamn small this actually was. I thought this unfolded a bit bigger. This is going to be a lot of runs. So, bunker up. That's for unloading, isn't it? Unload here. Let's just see what it is. You can't unload at this land. Well, screw you then. Look, mate. You can't overtake me. I am doing the business. Let's turn you on. Tool is reserved for contract work. Yeah, we're doing the contract work. There you go. Alright. I missed the line. Damn it. Get over. Well, we've missed a tiny bit of crop. Now, the cool thing about these missions, which is why I kind of went for green beans, you don't ever have to 100% do the whole entire field. So you see in the top corner where it says the percentage, that's technically the percentage to finishing the contract, not the percentage for harvesting the field. So the cool thing is that if you get to about 90%, maybe a little bit over, the contract will actually complete. However, you can continue harvesting the rest of the field, and if you put all of it in your own trailers and keep it in your trailers after harvest, once you complete the contract, all the equipment disappears, but you'll keep all of the produce in your trailers and you can sell it afterwards as your own. So this is how you get a lot of extra money. So this is where time lapses are really good. Look at the detail of these beans as well. I mean, they just look like wood chippings, but green. But they look good nevertheless. How the hell does one turn here, though? It's also rear axled. Simply lovely. See, this is where I think a proper sim would be good. You have a proper sim sat down, 3 monitors, you got your steering wheel, you got a gear stick, and you're just doing this. Now, Farming Simulator VR has just come out, and I'm yet to buy it because I'm playing this one, but I'm going to be buying that as well because I have the Oculus Quest 3S, and I want to play that on stream, but I need a totally different visual UI setup on this end of the stream, so it won't look anything like this when I do VR. I need to figure out how to get the chat inside the VR headset, which I kind of know how to do, but I've just still got to actually physically do it. And then, as well as that, I just got bought for my birthday, the Elgato green screen. So I can put a green screen behind me to obviously digitally enclose myself while I'm in VR, so you can still see what the heck I'm doing. So that's going to require a lot of setup, but I do want to play Farming Simulator VR. It's a little less involved than this in some respects. Like, there's not as many variety of things. It's trees in the way. But it's a lot more immersive in the things that you can do. So in this game, oh my god, this rear axle is really screwing me in, and oh, it's double axled. So like in this game, your vehicles still get dirty and you have to jet wash them. Well, you don't have to, but maintenance goes down on them quicker if you don't. And in this, it's like quickly blast it all around and there you go, you got a clean vehicle. But in the VR, you can go really into it. It's almost turned into Jet Wash Simulator. But then you can do other things. I think you can do maintenance on some of the vehicles. You can do other things by hand. I'm not sure if you can do things like testing the moisture of the land and stuff like that, but you can do a lot of cool things. What a shot. See, that'd be great for a time lapse, wouldn't it? Working all day long. I think we'll do 1 lap, and then unfortunately that might have to be today's stream. Now this is going to take even longer if I don't keep doing the maximum amount. God damn it. That is a very bad line back there. Look at it. Awful. Too busy chatting. We're so distracting, chat. Jeez. So 1 lap is going to be probably 20% of this vehicle. At least the turning is going to get easier the more laps I do. Please don't crush the stuff. Okay, it doesn't. I think I just need to learn to turn more. Sorry, I just took out your family. Why do they have a whole park in their garden? Is that what it's like in America? You just have a whole park in your garden? I suppose if you have a bit more land to your name, you probably can. In New York, you probably don't have that sort of type of crap. Perfect. Also, that is a lot of dead sunflowers. Something tells me the scarecrows didn't do a very good job. But you can really feel the autumn feel of this. It's very nice. So, as well as that, this might be. It might not even be 25%. It might be only 20%. 20% of this field is going to equal about 5% of this entire contract. No, sorry, that's not right. Oh, hi, Pappy. What a horrible time to step in. Welcome, though. Welcome, welcome. But, stream's about to end. You see the time, don't you? It's the usual time of ending. Why are you here so late, my friend? Right, and that's the end of this lap. God, I'm turning completely wrong way. I just got home from work, bro. Damn, you are working late, my friend. Unfortunately not. That's going to be the end of stream now. Guys, thank you so much for watching. At this time, my condolences. Now the thing is, Pappy, I do know his country, but I believe he's an hour ahead. So it's even later. Cheers for the stream. Thank you for stopping by here. I'm going to call you Vass. I think that'd be easier for me to say. Awesome stream. I stayed for longer because the factory decided to break as I was leaving. Oh dear. That's when you should have just shut your eyes, pretend the problem wasn't there and left. Then why am I still driving? I'm going to exit out the game because time still moves. You can physically pause the game with the pause break button, but yeah, let's do that. Let's go back to the main screen. Guys, it's the same time Mondays. It's 11 for me too. Oh, is it? I suppose you are on that line, aren't you? Spain's an hour ahead, isn't it? France is. I feel like Spain should be. I don't know. Guys, thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate it. This was fun. I enjoyed myself. I feel like we made progress. That's very loud in my ears. Oh dear. Hopefully it's alright for you guys. Spain is. Thought so. Yeah, I feel like we made progress. We got the grass growing. We did a bit of weeding. We sold some stuff. And we're starting to do some contracts. Next stream, we'll probably finish that contract. Make a little bit of money. Sell the extra. And then we, hopefully in the next month, the grass will be ready to start chopping up. And we can do that. And feed our cows. We'll probably have to end up buying a water tank of some sort. God, that is way too loud. I can't take it. We'll probably have to buy a water tank of some type in order to actually feed our cows water. Otherwise, they will not reproduce. But we'll get that done. That will be really cheap and simple and stuff. And you never know. We might get it to a point where, obviously, the more cows you have, the quicker they breed. So we might end up having a full pasture eventually, because I won't really want to sell any until they're a full pasture. Unless they're so old they can no longer breed, and if they can no longer breed, then they're going to get sold for meat. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. Who knows? But yeah, really enjoying this. Maybe one day we'll look at some mods. Not that. This is how you do the... Oh, you can rent a dedicated server? Hang on. Okay, that's brought me up to a website. As you can see, loads of downloadable content. Whoa. Using Fragnet for €3.81 a month, you get 2 GB of mod space and super fast setup. Wow, they also do Minecraft servers. Getting completely distracted there now. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you all again next week. Eventually, we will actually do 2 streams in a week. I promise you, because I do really want to do it. I've just been so knackered. Because, you know, we usually start at 8. I usually don't finish work till 6, and by the time I get home, it's 7 o'clock. I eat, I don't even have a time to shower, and then, goddamn, stream time happens. So yeah, sometimes it's hard. What if we get a dedicated Farming Sim 25 server? That would be awesome. That was what was already going through my mind earlier when you were saying about buying it. We'll see. I'm not going to buy one unless people want to. And I'm not changing my entire channel to start being goddamn Farming Simulator. I still do want to do the Minecraft, but just not as much. There'll be a strange hybrid though. I do Minecraft and Farming Simulator. Very strange. But guys, I'm going to have to go and have a bath because my shower is also broken. It's lovely, great. It's great being an adult and owning a home. Just things just break all the time. But guys, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, take care.